Like to call the meeting of the Chetwynd District, Chetwynd to order. Can I have the opening statement read, please?
As we gather today on traditional territory of the Treaty 8 Nations to conduct the business of the District of Chetwynd, we do so knowing that we are privileged to serve the citizens of this community, and we shall endeavor to conduct our business in their best interests. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to remind council and Chetwynd that we are 1 week, well, few days away from Remembrance Day. So at the Cenotaph, I believe they're going to have something there, and then we're going to continue to the Legion Hall. So if you can make it, council, we'll be at the Cenotaph, I believe, at 9:40. With that being said, is there any new business prior to adoption of the agenda? Not hearing or seeing any adoption of the agenda, please.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor? Carried. Minutes of the regular council meeting held on October 16, 2023.
Motion to receive.
A second.
Any omissions? Okay, we've got one, Councillor Deck.
I just had a question on or a couple of questions on the fish habitat assessment. Was this a regulated study?
The study was done based on, we started a process for the, what's it called? The debris barrier contract. So what happened was we were having difference of opinions on what was in the creek and what identification. It changed because of the two components are federal and provincial regulations, and we had to verify whether we had those species in there. So we had to do a study because the data that we had was just absolutely, I think it was in the 1900s. So they needed to go back and determine what kind of species were in the water.
Well, it was kind of nice to see the fish in there. So it was a regulated study.
Absolutely.
So was there a grant for that study or anything?
Unfortunately, the first part was, we tied that into the debris barrier project. But it's over 3 years to be able to collect all the data. So now they're wrapping up with the permitting, determining whether or not we have to do another one or not. But I do believe the data is over 3 years, right, Deb? I think so. Yeah, so we're done.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the minutes? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. You know, delegations for bylaws. Committee reports. Any committee reports? Okay, I'll start. We'll get ready. It's November 1st, our auditor, I talked with Alan Bone from Saunders, Rose, Bone, and Grindal for one question that he asked me when we asked about what's happening in Chetwynd, what we do here in our district, and he made it clear to me that he works for the mayor and council. When you have a question for our auditor, councillors, you can go directly to him. You do not have to go through the mayor. You do not have to go through staff. He says if you have an issue with what we do with our finances, you go directly to him and he will address the question that you have posed to him. So he made that clear, and he makes this clear every time he comes to me. This is his position, not Chetwynd's position. This is our auditor asking us a specific question. So he's asked me every year, make sure council knows this. So this is very important on how we operate. So I told him that I would make that clear, and I have. And Don, Did you have any questions, by the way, or do you want just, if you have something, just relate to, Alan Ball and his office? So, and with that, the message being passed on, I was in a call with the Minister of Housing, and it was kind of like a short, notice, so it wasn't on my calendar, so I didn't, but I did get a chance to get in on that, and I believe, Steve, you were with at that time, I came into the office to take it, but there's legislation being proposed on at a small scale, multi-unit housing and update zoning rules. This is only pertaining to 5,000, over 5,000 towns that have over 5,000 residents. So it doesn't really pertain to us, but every time something happens like this, I was told that it'll start coming to us at a different level. So it'll go to Dawson Creek, Port St. John, and other communities that have population over 5,000. So I believe we should be up to date on the legislation that goes into this, and I believe if we need it, they will be giving it to us, because they didn't really have a great idea, because once they bring it in, then they start with the process and how it's gonna be rolled out and stuff like that. So that's one of the things, and it's mainly to do with the lower mainland, it seems like, and Prince George and the bigger areas. So once that comes down to us, this is what was conveyed to us at that meeting. So, and the other thing, on November 4th, we were at a hockey game here, but first of all, before I go into that, I want to put out a name, Adam Johnson. In the UK, hockey player, losing his life with the skate blade to the throat area. So we play games. We do this for being a game. So we ask each other questions. We are all safe once we get on this surface, what we call hockey, and we entertain ourselves. We entertain the fans. We entertain ourselves by scoring a goal, making a save, doing all this, but we forget how vulnerable we are as human beings, that we need to take time out to say that what can we do better for our players, for ourselves. Because imagine being on that ice surface while this young man was the last time he was going to be on this side of the earth, right? This side of the dirt, as I say. So it's very important. And then the good stuff that we went through on the weekend was very, very important too, that it's good for communities like our small communities, that we bring the world to Canada to what we have here in Chetwynd. So on November 4th, Hockey Canada, the 2023 National Women's Under 18 Championship is being held in Dawson Creek. And we hosted a pre-tournament game here in Chetwynd at 3 p.m. And it was very important that we all got out there and enjoyed the young ladies. And I talked with a few of them after on the ice, we were getting pictures. And you know, what I found out was the normality of it was when I asked, "Oh, where are you from?" And everything just came down to level, right? They were the hockey players, this, they were people. And they said, "Oh, I'm from Ontario, I'm from this way. Do you know how far?" "Oh, well, yeah, I've been to Toronto." And then they say, "Well, it's 20 minutes north of Toronto, and I live in Sudbury," or not Sudbury, but I live outside. So it became normal. It became a normal game after a while, but it was very important to the IHA. How do you say that? It's IIHF, right? And so to bring the hockey to us in a small community. So it was very, very rewarding to hear the young girls talk like that they were just from a small community. And I said, I guess it's just like home coming to a small barn like Chetwynd. Said, "Oh yeah, we played with these guys." You know, they got a little excited about, "Yeah, we played with this guy." Says, okay, so that was really nice. And I'd just like to thank Hockey Canada, and I'd like to thank Dawson Creek for hosting and giving us the opportunity to host one preseason game. No other community in the southeast or northeast has a pre-tournament game. So we're very fortunate, and we're pretty lucky to have that kind of connection with Hockey Canada. Thanks to our staff. I always make sure that the staff, because they were upfront and helping out at this event, and seeing counselors out there, which is great for Chetwynd because we all live in the same community. We all strive for the same level of hospitality that we know in the north that we give, and which is great. So, and I'd like to thank the Ventive Center for allowing us to host a pre-tournament game, because they're the ones that get the event, and they would like everything to be there, but I believe that the ones that push to have Hockey Canada go elsewhere. And I'd like to just mention another thing about Hockey Canada and Team BC. Had a young lady from Tumbler Ridge playing on Team BC. So what a great thing. So Team BC went on forth to Tumbler Ridge to practice and be in the community. So that was great for the Tumbler Ridge community to have a young player playing on Team BC. So it was great. It was great hosting. So with that, is there any other? Okay.
I do.
Okay, go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a little bit to say about the hockey game. I'm not certain I can say it quite as eloquently, but as everybody's aware, Women's National U18 Ontario Red versus Blue exhibition game was held this Saturday in Chetwynd with partnership with Hockey Canada. And it was a game that our community had been planning on hosting. I asked one of the organizers who's on staff, I said, a couple months? She said a couple years. It was delayed due to COVID. And when a project is worked on for a couple years, like this one game that we hosted here, they've been organizing and they have been working, and all the details were attended to. We had volunteers from the community who came out and just donated their day to making it successful. And when a passionate group of hardworking individuals comes together, it is a very proud moment for our community, and you could see it and feel it everywhere. And I was happy to be a part of it. So, and I will commend the staff who worked on that, because you know who you are, and that took a lot of work. In regards to the library board, the tri-party operating agreement between the district, regional district, and the library board reached its final stages of negotiation this past week. And I was able to tour the building, and it is quite incredible. So the main atrium with all the windows that you see from the road, there's a fireplace in that area, and it's the children's reading room. And all I can say is, that we're going to raise some passionate literary youngsters if that's where they get to go and appreciate what we're offering. And so you walk in, and then there's a cafe on the one side, and then the lending desk is all the offices are behind. There's meeting rooms and a large area for all the books and stacks. The millwork is just getting completed, and the end of the month keys are going to be handed over. So we'll be hoping that everyone's going to be actually touring by December, ideally. That's it for me. Thank you.
Any questions for librarian? Report? Okay, accept reports.
So moved. Okay.
Councillor Smith, second. All those in favor? Carried. No discussion item. Correspondence. C1. Email from Central Local Government Association, NCLGA, dated October 12, 2023. Read 2023 Unions of BC Municipalities Convention Members Update.
Motion received.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Email, C2 email, TC Energy dated October 30th, 2023. Coastal Gas Link construction notification, introduction of gas.
Motion to receive.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay.
Mine too.
swiftly around. Pardon me? Can we just
Yeah.
reload, refresh?
Where is it?
The agenda's ready.
Okay.
I think I'm okay. No, I'm still up.
No, we're just.
Do we have some discussion in regards to TC Energy?
Uh, Yes, we haven't voted on it yet. Go ahead.
So have we heard anything? I know that TC was telling us that once they started the gas, there'd be some really loud noises associated with the compression, specifically around groundage. And I'm wondering if we've heard any feedback from that, from any community members.
I had talked to Director Rose, and he hasn't mentioned anything like that, so I don't believe they've started putting gas in there yet. So they might be delayed, so we haven't heard any complaints at the Peace River Regional District yet.
Thank you.
Were there any additional like concerns other than noises introducing the gas to the pipeline?
We haven't heard any at the Peace River Regional about any other issues. You know, the big issues are going to be probably disappearing. It's dust and noises from trucks traveling up and down the roads that going to the plant and going to the pipeline itself. So there isn't really anything other than when they build the pipelines, their safety is top in the world here in BC. So there's not too much that they complain about other than the noises from the gas and from the road. So the road situation should clear itself up in the next month once they get everything flowing. Good. Good. Any other questions? Okay, accept the email from TC Energy notification. All those in favor? Carry. Information items?
Motion to receive I-1 to I-13.
Second.
Any discussion? Is there anything that needs to be drawn out of the I-1 to I-13?
I will just make a comment that when I was looking online at my agenda, I only saw the first page and the last page. It was like the missing middle page was missing to that report with the civic commissions.
Okay. So, staff, if you want to look into that and maybe get a copy of what's missing.
Yes, we'll provide a copy of everything that's missing to council tomorrow.
Okay. And what also what number death you want?
Was I-1 missing items
Okay,
4 through 9?
4 through 9?
that's quite a few. Okay, anything else to be in comments or to be brought out of I-1 to I-13? If not, to receive all in favor. Okay. Correspondence. Email from Central and Local Government Association.
You did that. We're at number 10.
Reports for action, okay, we're on. At the 89 of them. Okay. Reports for action, rural economic diversification and infrastructure and program economic development.
I'll make the recommendation that council approve the partnership with Community Futures and support the application for the assessment planning for Chetwynd Economic Development and Labor Market Assessment with REDIP-EC.
Councillor Smith. Seconds, any discussion on it? Seeing any, all those in favor? Carried. Reports for information, September accounts payable. Anything on that? Reports for information, R1.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was just wondering who Chi Chi's land stewards are on there a couple times. I was just wondering what that was.
Go ahead.
They are, Chi-Chi's is our contractor who has been doing prescription removal. And under the trees that are on the ground at the Legion, then we did the clearing and the links and the community ones.
Okay.
Go ahead, Councillor Nelson. Question? Motion to receive.
Motion to receive the check register for the month of September 2023 totaling $2,563,351.08.
Councillor Smith, thank you. All those in favor? Carried. There's no new business, public questions at this time? Or questions? And adjournment.
So move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
up in the morning sky, there I will be, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Hello, hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, hey.
Oh, what is gonna happen? A gold armor skeleton!
She almost lost her only friend. No.
Hey, Kat. I have a bone to pick with you.
Welcome to Chat TV Gaming.